I smell a romantic comedy.
Ooh. Ooh.
A beautiful left-wing communist in Congress, a dashing right-wing male fresh off a wrongful accusation of sexual misconduct. They come together to fight one of the most corrupt practices in politics, and they fall in love. They can't help themselves. She's got a French poodle. He's got a strange hairline, but somehow they're going to make it work.
And somehow Greg Gutfeld still has no shame. That was the Fox News host engaging in his usual misogyny. This time, he targeted progressive New York Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and conservative Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz. The two have teamed up to sponsor a bill that would prohibit members of Congress from trading individual stocks. The legislation is particularly aimed at members who use non-public information to make lucrative trades. In other words, this is not a left versus right divide. It's about corruption versus cracking down on it. The bill is admirable and important. Yet on Fox News, all Gutfeld can do is mock the lawmakers' effort, attack them personally, and engage in juvenile fortune-telling.
And then they're going to leave politics and start their own business. It'll be like a vegan bakery for pets.
He's happily married.
A vegan bakery. No, he's going to leave her.
No, he's not.
He's not married.
He's married.
He's married.
Don't ruin her.
And she's engaged.
Dude, this is not the worst scandal. The real scandal is caused by politicians who vote for increased spending and increased printing of money, which is their method of self-preservation, which leads to inflation, which is a tax expanding the money supply, which makes each single dollar worth less. So we all get screwed.
At this point, Gutfeld seems to know he's gone too far, so he deflects and turns to government spending. But the damage has already been done. Gutfeld has already established yet again that he is a jerk. Even his Fox colleagues noted to him that Matt Gaetz is married and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is engaged. Yet somehow, Gutfeld just cannot handle the idea that a few lawmakers might actually be interested in cleaning some of the corruption up in Washington. And instead of talking about that corruption or praising a bipartisan effort to crack down on it, Gutfeld has to try and make this all about romantic attractiveness. Gutfeld is obviously not attractive in the least, and he knows that, so he projects his insecurities by obsessing over two people who are far more compelling and respected than him. And Gutfeld belittles them to make himself feel better. A psychologist would have a field day with Gutfeld's emotional turmoil. Anyway, Congressman Matt Gaetz had a straightforward response to the Fox News nonsense.
It does seem a little childish to me that the media always has to over-sexualize everything that AOC is involved with. They wouldn't do that to men, and two people can engage in serious legislation that's not renaming some post office, but trying to make our Congress more honest and more ethical without that type of, I think, very childish and immature commentary.
Childish and immature commentary. Gaetz is correct, and I don't use that word correct in the same sentence with Matt Gaetz very often. Still, the culture of misogyny at Fox News should be condemned across the political spectrum. The media creates enough roadblocks and problems for our political process. It's time to leave the sexism and over-sexualization of people behind. A progressive like AOC and a conservative like Gaetz are going to disagree on 95% of the policy debates and issues of our time. But we should do everything we can to encourage and salute them on the 5% of matters where they agree and can create constructive legislation. We need to find agreement where we can, and tackling the corruption in Congress is a worthy endeavor. Fox News has proven repeatedly to be a journalistic joke. Now it is also proving to be a demeaning and juvenile distraction to basic decency. Of course. By the way, speaking of indecent, Georgia Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene has been entering lies into the congressional record. Check out that video at the link below. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.